What a great day. Super exciting. I give speeches, and I talk at conferences all over, all over the country, nationally, to audiences of hundreds and a lot. And I'm sort of, I never use notes, and today I'm going to use notes. One, because of the emotions, what great stuff we've already done, and two, just so I don't forget. There's a bunch of things I want to share with you, so forgive me for using notes. I never do, and I'm going to do it today. What an honor to serve the greatest country on earth. I love our flag. I love the red, white, and blue. It makes my chest just puff up a little more when I see the flag, and like I said, what an honor to serve your colors of your country. Today is June 9th, as you all know, and it has particular significance for my military career. Way back in 1990, that's when I received my first commission as a second lieutenant. So it just worked out on the day when we were planning it. It wasn't intentional, but when we looked at it, we're like, oh, that Friday, the June 9th, hey! So 27 years to the day when I first, swore in as a butter bar as a second lieutenant, and boy, it has been amazing. I've loved every minute of it. Have there been hard times? Sure. Have there been times that were frustrating, where I came home and vented to Patricia? Of course. And yet, I look back on it, I reflect on all the time, and I wouldn't change a minute of it. It was awesome. Every single thing. In this ceremony, when you first look at it, it might look like a celebration of one man. And I'm here to tell you it's not. This is a celebration of a whole host of things, to include most of you who are sitting here. Family, friends, and of course my faith. All coming together to make today and the last 27 years possible. You've already heard a bunch from my family, and there's so much more to say. But one thing I thought as I was reflecting on the entire career is maybe I could share you a couple of vignettes, a couple of experiences that I had. Some are personal, some are with you all, with family and friends. Some include my God and my Father, so let me share a few experiences and some things that are incredibly meaningful in my life. First, back in 1990, one of my first experiences in the military was on Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, and I was still a cadet, hadn't been commissioned yet, but I got to do what we call sling load an ambulance. And this was revolutionary in the Vietnam War. And what we did, and Mom, I didn't tell you about it, it's highly dangerous, but what we did is we took a helicopter and picked up this ambulance with a hook, right? And that carries it to another location where there's an injured soldier. And we're just practicing, but I volunteered to do it. I was like, that sounds awesome. And I was wide-eyed, this little kid, and so somebody has to hold that hook. And so I was the hook man. So I'm like, that's awesome. So the helicopter's coming in, there's dust going everywhere, the helicopter's coming down, this 1,000-pound thing, rotor's going, and it creates a electrical field that you have to be kind of careful about. So I have this big metal hook, and it's got to connect to metal, and that can turn out badly. So there's this one other important person that holds basically a grounding charge, and they have to hold it into the ground so that you don't get electrocuted. And so I clamber up there, the helicopter's coming down, it's amazing. And the helicopter, it gets a little windy, and the helicopter starts kind of going like this, because he's trying to hover at about 5 feet above. So I'm under there, and I'm trying to get the hook on, he's not quite there, and a gust kind of pushes the helicopter down, and I got to scamper off, because that's the rule. If you think you're going to get crushed, then jump off. So I jumped off. And the person that was holding the stick was wigging out. And I was like, just make sure you hold that. So I clamber back up, we hook it up, and we did it. And the rest of my career has been fun like that, too. Just exciting, fun stuff. Kind of crazy. Sorry, Mom. But I made it. I think back to 1992. And I was doing the Expert Field Medical Badge training. This is Fort Stewart, Georgia. And it's awesome. It's July or August. It's either late July or August. And I got to tell you, Georgia in August, insane. So we're doing all this grueling work, and it's got a 90% fail rate. So only 10% of people get the badge. We had 214 people, and it was about 10% of us were able to successfully get it. So by the grace of God, and training and all that stuff, we were able to get it. So on the last day, the last test is a 15K ruck march. And you run in Georgia on tank trails, but it's just sand. So it feels like you're running in sand. You got 40 pounds on your back and you're carrying a weapon, you got your boots on, and you're running through. And I had a friend who was not a good runner. So there were 4 of us from medical school that were doing it. And the other 2 were awesome runners. And my friend, the 4th one, was not a good runner. He's like, can you just hang back with me? And I'm like charging to go. I'm like, come on, we want to take this, we want to run. And he's like, if you'll just help me do this. So I was like, okay, all right. So we kind of did this easy pace and all that sort of stuff. And it was good. We were able to kind of get him. So I have a couple of nephews and a niece who would just crush that course. Jacob, Quinn, and Carly. Man, I'd love to do that with them. They're awesome runners, and they'd probably be out way in front of me. But anyway, so we get to the end of that thing. There's 1 mile left, and we get to hardball, and hardball is pavement. So we get onto that, and I'm just kind of going slow and helping my buddy, which is awesome and good to do. We're doing great, and I just start to cramp up because it's just so hot and you're dehydrated, and it's super easy for the all the way until the last mile, and then I'm cramping up. So I tell him, look, we're gonna have to stop. I gotta walk, which I don't ever walk. People know me. I mean, I just do not walk. I mean, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna finish. We go through the finish line. We did. I mean, and he helped me that last little bit. The last, I don't know, it was 20, 30 minutes or something, and almost to the point of passing out. But we crossed the finish lines. Plenty of time. We were doing great on time. There's a time limit, but just fun memories of kind of doing stuff. I love doing that soldier stuff because not only are we a physician, but